Welcome back, you gorgeous and beautiful people from the internet. My name is Manzi Games. Today, we're just gonna go through some Mythic Plus. My journey that I had here, pretty insane actually. Yeah, but I want to just document this for you guys. So hopefully it's gonna be an awesome video. I am brand new to I wouldn't say Mythic Plus. I did a lot of Mythic Plus in BFA days back in the day. New to DragonFlight. It's gonna be awesome experience. I just want to check this out. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this. Give me some tips and advice for the future. But yeah, let's get into this. Kind of funny though, my very first key I ever got invited to is a Murazond Rise in Dawn of the Infinite. And it's a +6 key. My very first key. And I'm getting jumped into the deep water here. I didn't even know how to get to this dungeon. I was trying to fly this mount and I couldn't just get there. I was stuck. It was kind of funny. I mean, here's my fail attempt of flying. I was like, dude, just fly, please. I'm tapping buttons. I'm like, dude, just fly. Like, why am I so struggling? It's really funny. Luckily, I did get summoned after a while. I was like, this thing is following me, giving me quests. It's just a chaos fest at the moment, but it's okay. So eventually did get summoned into the dungeon. Okay, so right off the bat, it was actually a pretty hard dungeon for me because it's my first time ever healing a key. I did do some some looking for group raids before this, and you can see that people are already failing kicking stuff. So it was very difficult for me to actually heal this. But I did do pretty high keys back in BFA days. My name was Orange, so I do have some experience in this. But yeah, I'm brand new to like this kind of set or this kind of build. So it's going to take a learning curve for me to learn this. But overall, I think we did a decent job. Obviously, I could have done better, but it's my first time ever healing this. The very first boss actually went a lot better than I thought. No one died. It was pretty nice. But by now, we have 2 deaths already in the run. People not kicking stuff. So it was pretty difficult. But at the end of the day, I think we're doing fine. So we just keep on going. First boss, no death, was pretty fun. The dragon was a lot harder to heal, to be honest. But yeah, the dragon was harder for me to heal than the boss was itself. Tur was not that hard to heal. The dragon, on the other hand, did a lot of AoE damage. I don't know if people have to like pop their defense and stuff like that, but you know, as a druid, you have to be on top of the heals or you get behind. So yeah, other than that, was pretty fine. By the way, I could not get this correct. I could not go past. I was like, I don't understand. I'm so bad at this game. Yesterday, in real time for me, I did this dungeon again. I think it was a +10 or +11 key. And I did get it correct. So I'm pretty happy that I did get past this area. And actually, I clicked on the thing. It was a summon time. It was pretty awesome. I don't know if I'm going to do this every single time that I can. Obviously, I'm going to try to complete it. It's a pretty fun challenge. So next up is the double dragons. And yeah, if I struggle with 1 dragon, imagine 2. That guy just stood in something. He got one-shotted. It was not my fault that he died there. Even though it's a +6 key, you should still not stand in stuff. It's going to make the healer's experience harder. But you can see that I'm actually not on top of everything at the moment. I also used a different build back in the day. I was watching the wrong person making guides. But, you know, we're on the right track now. And we killed the double dragons. The next section was actually pretty difficult for me because I didn't understand what are we doing. And I also think the tank was sometimes standing inside of the stuff here. Also not having enough aggro obviously got me killed. We had a lot of deaths already, and I'm just trying to, like, you know, do my best to just keep everyone topped up. But if you don't understand what you're doing, then it's a little bit harder experience. But I also blame the tank somewhat for not having aggro and everything. And me body pulling like this, also not a good thing, so. But yeah, this was just chaotic. I think we died 3, maybe 4 more times extra here. Overall, I can't be blamed for everything, right? If the tank doesn't have aggro, there's nothing I could do about that. But yeah, eventually we got past this into the next section of Doom. So I feel like this is where the trouble happens, between that part where we were and this one right here. There is like balls that can knock you off, and someone got knocked off and he just didn't know how to get back. So that alone took about 2 minutes, like maybe 3. And eventually when he did get back, he almost got one-shotted. So yeah, it was pretty difficult, you know, to get people under control here. But yeah, this is the Chromie boss fight, and I don't know what we're looking for here. So obviously standing in the middle is a no-no. I don't know where to go. It did get marked, but yeah, so I did get laid on hands, obviously, from the Paladin, and I actually did get heal under control. But yeah, so that mechanic I do know now. I just don't know where to go. I know I need to go somewhere. Maybe DBM marks it, make it a little bit easier. But yeah, this boss fight, it's first time ever seeing it. It was kind of difficult because it's a +6 key. I should not have done this on a +6. Getting followed from this guy, didn't understand how it works. I do understand now. You see the circles that's on the floor? You need to pull that guy through that so that he gets stunned. I didn't know that, so obviously I was just running around trying to top up people as best I could. Not knowing the mechanics is kind of tough. So trying to heal through it, but it just doesn't work. And yeah, I think this is also where most people left. So it's unfortunately an abandoned key. I never finished it. Alrighty then, so the next key we are doing is Blackrook Hold +2. I think this one went a lot better, but I think it was still an abandoned key, to be honest, at the end of the day. People feel like if you don't do it in time, just don't finish it at all. At the end of the day, you are actually punishing yourself because it's more important for you to finish the keys and get loot, even if it's something just bad. But there's chances for you to get mounts and stuff. It's just better to always finish the key, regardless if you're gonna time it or not. Not everyone is just playing for Raider IO score, and if it's just a +2, I think most people here are still like learning the dungeon and stuff. I remember this dungeon back in the day. I did this. I don't know on which expansion I did this though, but I remember like a lot from this dungeon. Obviously, I've done it like 4 times more now. But yeah, I do remember quite a bit of this dungeon. So I was struggling again to keep people topped up, and I feel like it's always because people are not kicking, and you just get overwhelmed at the end of the day. It could also be a section of, you know, the tank just overpulling. And it's just like, yeah, you're gonna die if you don't kick. And if you just don't overpull like this, no one's in a rush to finish the key. You don't have to 3+ it. And I think if you have a certain amount of pulls that you do, if it's not the whole room, but you split into like 2 sections, it takes double the amount to finish it, sure. I was AFK here, like checking if I made the mistake on my stream, and I was like, no, someone didn't kick, and then I get blamed for being AFK. I was AFK for like 2 seconds, just checking the stream out. But yeah, it was not good. So the next key I got invited for was a Warcraft Manor +2. Now, I do have experience with Warcraft Manor. I did this in BFA. So at least I know the mechanics. I know pretty much all the mechanics of this boss, or of the whole dungeon. I know exactly what to do here. So like, there's no confusion to me like how to play. Because this was part of BFA, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a dungeon I did a lot, so got some XP here. So we cleared out the left room, and then we started the boss. We lost it instantly, and I do know that you have to switch always to the target that has the skull. Give me the key, you fool. Something like that. But yeah, it's a pretty easy dungeon to understand. Like if you just follow the skulls in this boss fight, it's actually pretty simple. So nothing really to talk about here. There is something you have to kick. I can't remember what it was, but it was important to kick that. It puts a debuff, a circle debuff on an ally. But yeah. So we cleared all the way to the outside here. Was pretty happy with myself. Still no death here. So we got a pretty solid group. Obviously, this guy puts roots on people. You have to just kill the root as soon as possible. So the best thing you can do here is just to stay in melee range. But yeah, if the boss does the AoE fire, if you drag the boss into fire to lose stacks. I don't know why we're doing it on a +2. I tried to do it, but the fire disappeared. I should be just able to out-heal that, you know, so. Pretty solid so far, no death. Pretty happy with myself. Okay, so over here, unfortunately, what happened is the tank, or I don't know who it was, but someone pulled the boss, and the boss, how it works is if you're not, if no one's in melee range, I don't know how this happened. Oh, it wasn't the boss. It was just overpull, potentially, I think. Just overpull, maybe. I don't know if it was the boss. I don't know if it was just ads, but it was a little bit of an overpull, to be honest. So yeah, it caused a whole team wipe, unfortunately. And yeah, that's pretty much heartbreaking, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's just a +2. Obviously, this boss is not that difficult. All you have to know is you need to dodge the puddles he put down on the floor. You have to dodge the frontal that the boss do. It aims towards one person. And then these Kitcheners is the food that he will eat to heal himself. So all you have to do is kill them or just keep them CC'd away from the boss. Other than that, it's fairly simple, fairly straightforward. Not a very hard boss to do in the first place. It's just literally 3 mechanics, so. I still don't know till today if this mistake or this death was my fault for not being on top of the heals here. I maybe just put Life Bloom and stuff like that to lighten the guy. I'm pretty sure he died to pulling aggro, to be honest. I'm not 100% certain. But yeah, he took a lot of damage there at the end. And it's not something I could have cleansed. It might have been a debuff that he had. But that damage he took was a little bit too much. So I don't understand what happened there. But I was also not on top of the heals. I should have been. So it's completely my fault. Other than that, you know, let's continue on. So I arrived late over here, and I don't think the tank moved the enemies, because these guys over here, you have to move. That damage there is a bit much. So it's, again, something I couldn't do, I think. But yeah, so I think these ads didn't get moved. They put down candles. You can see that they're standing in the candles. You can see the one on the left side, this one right here. On the left side where my mouse is. I don't know if you guys... I don't think you see my mouse. But it's completely blue, this character. And if they're blue, that means they have increased armor. And they do increase damage also. You can see there's 2 candles placed on the floor. So the tank didn't move there, which made the fight like 4 times harder, literally. But other than that, yeah, we also missed percentage. We have 98%. I think we might actually have enough after this boss fight, so we'll see. There's nothing to say about this boss fight, guys. It was fairly smooth. Everyone ran out with a debuff. It was fairly smooth, so. I kind of forgot here on the final boss, like, what to do. I remember, like, he puts down something, and I picked it up, and I was like, okay, throw to the boss. But yeah, the ads that he killed, like the ad that's next to us dead, like as soon as I saw him die, I was like, okay, now I remember. We have to grab that, the blood or whatever, and then we have to throw it on top of the dead or killed guy, because they will keep respawning if you don't burn them. So yeah, this will be our first finished key, so I'm pretty happy about that. And there we have it, Waycrest banner, Keystone upgrade +3. We got 68 score there now in total. This is my first time getting score on Mythic Plus. I think we also got our first item here, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so let's get into the next one. The next key I got invited for is Everbloom +2. And I think it's also my first time in being in here. I remember seeing a little bit of this in some streams. So yeah, it's like, it's not completely blind, obviously, but I haven't done this myself yet, so I would say it is completely blind. I'm not trying to pull any extra ads or stuff like that, but I do have aggro here. Did lose aggro a little bit late, so I have to just catch up on some damage, some healing. I also see that I'm not cleansing in time. It might be because it's on cooldown. I'm not 100% sure. I do use my cleanse every time I can, though. Me just spamming regrowth here because, like, we're not up to date. So eventually I got into tree form here, and I did heal everyone up. We did a lot of healing here, and I'm very surprised that for some reason the tank still it has more healing done than I have. So yeah, it's kind of a crazy actually how blood decays, how much they can actually heal. So we got to our first boss fight here called Wither Bark. I still don't know what to do with these roots. I have absolutely no idea. I've seen a few times that people place it behind the boss. There's someone pinging here, but I don't even see where the ping is. So yeah, it's I got it again, and I'm just running around. I don't know where to place these things, dude. I've seen if you place them behind the boss where the water will spawn, they will actually get watered and then spawn roots. I don't know like if the roots is important to do because it is a way to get rid of it. I'm not too sure. So yeah, this is completely my bad. But normally if you have arrows and stuff, you want to pull it outside of the raid. Normally that's how it works. So I don't know, the water might actually heal the boss or make it more do damage, or I don't know what it is, but I think you need to stop the water from touching the boss. So you want to place it behind, and then the tank will just face it towards a corner. So it will be easy to water, technically water the roots so it become plants. I think that's how the boss goes. I think also the rogue got aggro here and almost instantly died. Other than that, I think we're okay. So I think this part was also pretty hard. I just don't understand if there's something that needs to get kicked, or we'll see what happens now. The rogue like has so much hots on him. And yeah, there he's just dead. I don't know what he got killed by. I'm not too sure. You can see on the DPS meter, it didn't do that much anyway. So it's weird for me that he just died there. I don't know what killed him that easily or that fast, but it was almost an insta-kill. It might just be that he was standing in front of something, because like you can see these orbs hitting me in the mouth right now also. It might just be that we're standing in the wrong spot at the end of the day, or too close to the boss or something, the mini boss. So this boss was actually fairly simple, fairly easy. I can't read the name of the boss, Archmage. I did get frozen, unfortunately, and I think it's because we were grouped up a little bit too much. I think this fight you want to be as spread as possible, because then the other what's it called, the arcane, let's just call it the arcane missile, will fly in a different direction. You have 1 out of 5 chance to actually pull it. It might just be something dumb where it just goes to the furthest target, and that could be one way to look at it. Okay, then we got to the final boss here. Yaino? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's just a giant... is it just a Dynan's Centaur? It doesn't do that much in +2 keys, guys, won't lie. As long as you grab something where... as long as you grab the roots that it spawns around you, that's fine. So there we go. We got 135 score in total now. Mythic Plus rating, and we finished another +2 key in time at a +3, so pretty nice. I think we got our first gear item there, and you can see it's already an upgrade, kind of a big upgrade actually, an item level upgrade. But Pawn is saying that it's not an upgrade because my best stats is obviously haste. It's intel, haste, and then I think it's verse afterwards if you're planning to do high keys. So let's hop into the next one. So the next one is pretty fun, guys. The reason being is because I saw it was Atal Dazar, and I have a lot of experience when it comes to the Atal Dazar. Because again, I think it was a BFA dungeon, so I know it very well. When I read the name, I was like, bro, I remember this. So the only guy we're looking for now is a tank, and then we're gonna start the key. It's kind of funny that I have to ask people how to get there, because like I don't know how to get to Atal Dazar. It's kind of sad that, you know, this is kind of a thing right now where we play all expansions, dungeons It's pretty cool, actually. I do like it this way. It's not just all the new patch, but it makes it a lot more confusing for someone like me that haven't played the game for 5 years, maybe. Where to go? I have no idea where to go. So I'm just stuck looking around, hovering my mouse over to get the portal. So I wish there was like some sort of better navigation system for new players, because it's kind of confusing. And here we go, off to the races on my own key. 30 minutes timer started here on level 2. I was very surprised that people run left here. I remember when I was doing the keys, left was not an option. We always ran to the right here. So running left is kind of weird for me, because no, we didn't run right, we ran straight to the first boss. Let me just say that. So yeah, I forgot that there's a lot of damage coming out of these guys. Because normally I never ran this way, so... but yeah, so I have to learn pretty much new ads, I would say, because by the time I quit the game, like the meta started to show that people should go left. It wasn't that much faster. These ads give a decent amount of percentage. You can see we're already at 10%, and we barely started the key, so they do give a lot of percentage. So I do understand why we're killing that one pack. It's so that we can skip other stuff that's maybe more annoying. But yeah. Off to the first boss over here. Razan is the first boss name. I remember one thing about this. I actually remember two things. So the first thing is, obviously, the boss will fear you, but I didn't have DBM to tell me. Oh, I do. So I remember, like, the countdown timer means that you're gonna get feared. So unfortunately, 2 people got feared. I can only cleanse 1, or get rid of 1 fear. So all I remember now is also the boss will eat you. So for you that's getting eaten, all you have to do is press your defensive button. For someone else, like the healer, can also press the defensive button on you, but you don't want to double stack it, because it's not efficient, especially on lower keys. But higher keys, you shouldn't be eaten at all, I think. But yeah, that's boss 1. So unfortunately, we get our first death over here. You can see that I'm, again, not on top of the healing here. I'm hovering over buttons trying to press it, because you can see Treant form there. I wanted to switch to Treant form. I'm looking for Typhoon, because I remember I can actually remove the shields, but the tank already moved. So like for me to remove the shields doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, I was just not on top of the heals here. Unfortunately, we got our first death, if I'm not mistaken. And I feel like it's kind of my fault also. But you know, we're learning the game. We're getting better slowly but surely. Practicing again, and trying to see if we can get higher keys done. So unfortunately, this is where the funny part comes in. People just don't understand this, because like if you come from hardcore, you don't have to kill them in time. So yeah, this boss will keep respawning the totems to full HP. If you don't kill them within like a 5 to 10 second period, the thing will respawn at full HP. So we eventually, I thought I'm gonna run out of mana and stuff here, but you can just clearly see like how broken healers is on retail. Because I'm still half mana. I healed like 34,000 already. No, it's 2.4 million that I healed already, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm still like, you know, good on mana to to heal the whole boss fight as well, but it is only a +2. Obviously in higher keys, if you make mistakes like this, it will be GG, but I just don't understand that people don't know that all 3 totems have to be killed at the same time. This is a very, very old dungeon. Even I know this. So yeah, maybe someone was just trolling the key or something. But there ended up someone leaving the dungeon. I don't know who it was, but the hunter. Someone did end up leaving the dungeon. And obviously Halfthing most probably so. But yeah, after he left, I think we did get it. I'm still on okay-ish mana. So we actually killed this boss after the hunter left. I didn't kick him, obviously. I think I was lead. So he just left, and then and then we got the boss activated. So it was pretty cool. And yeah, we cleared the boss fairly easy, so let's hop into the next one. So I kind of feel like he overpulled here a bit before the next boss. These ads is also not tickling. They do quite a lot of damage, and there's a lot of mechanics. You can see on my screen here, there's a lot of stuff happening. When you have this gold icon, you need to walk into the blood. Now, people picked up the blood. I was looking around for it. There's no blood for me to pick up because I don't know why people run into it. But yeah, it's just very, very difficult for me to keep up all the heals here. We're one person down, and he overpulled. He pulled literally the whole room. I feel like it's definitely a slower way to do this. It's not as fast as obviously it could have been. But yeah, it's kind of okay, I guess. We still managed to do it somehow with only one death, so I'm pretty impressed with this. Yeah, that boss itself was smooth sailing, and now we're all like we're just on the final boss right now. So it's a spiraling, and I forgot that you have to group up for this. I thought it's like you just have to pull it away and then slow it, but on keys you actually have to kill it. I forgot about that completely. And the pain on you obviously doesn't do much damage, but it is a +2 key. And it will be high, like it will be hitting you harder at higher keys. So, looking forward to that, obviously. But it's only a +2 right now. And then we did finish the boss, and we got another achievement here: a Taldazar Heroic done, a Taldazar Mythic done. We got +200. We have 202 total now. So we're trying to just get all keys done +2. And I got an upgraded key. Obviously, because I think we still 3-starred it or 3+ed it or whatever. So yeah, looks like I did get another item. No, we didn't. And I think I don't want to make the videos too long for you guys, but I want at least some content for you. But yeah, that was my first experience. Obviously, I'll continue on with this, make more videos for you guys as time goes on, because it's kind of important that we get something rolling here. If you guys want to see me play, obviously links in the description to my Twitch. Give us a follow there. I'm live as much as I possibly can be, but it seems like I need to start making content like this for you guys, showing off what I'm actually doing, making compilations about it, and just making shorter versions of the live streams. Maybe that is something more people will be interested in. So links in the description, guys, if you want to follow on Twitch. If not, you just want to watch this series, by all means. At this moment in real time for me, I am on +10 on everything. So I'm going to try and do that, but I don't want to do too much video or too much dungeons all in one place. So we'll definitely work on that for you guys in the future. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, smash that like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitch if you want to see me live stream, and I'll catch you guys there. Take care. Bye-bye.